Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna.
Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Advaita
Hare
Vedanta
Ram,
Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jai Shri
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Vedanta Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today is Thursday. It is 18th of April. It is Vishnu Masa or Chaitra Masa, Shukla Paksham, and the Dasami Tiri. So there are no Vaishnavas today. So we shall quickly move into Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, so Sukadeva Goswami so far he has explained about the attainment of the perfection of human life. So he mentioned like to Parikshit, Antakale tu Purusha Agate Gata Sadvasaha. Antakale tu Purusha Agate Gata Sadvasaha. When the last time arrived for a person who is about to die, Chinjad Asangasestrena Truham Deheshu Yechatam. Truham Deha Anuyechatam. And one has to cut the knots of the bodily relations. Chinjad Asangasestrena Truham, all the desires, and the deha anuyetam, and all the related things to the body. So starting with that point, he has explained about the conception of Virat Rupa form to meditate on, and the Lord in the heart, and then he ended, and then finally he mentioned to Parikshit, I have explained the duty of a person at the end of his lifetime, what he needs to do. So that is the person, if he understands that his last time has arrived, and if he has to cut the knots. And then further, Sukadeva Goswami, he's turning his attention towards the, and um, so for the Parikshit, two questions, duty of a people in general, and duty of the person who is about to die. So for Parikshit, he has already explained, and now people who are about to, who are living, they might have got so many desires, living with so many desires and hopes, family, relations, and they wanted to achieve something. So for them, so Sukadeva Goswami is saying, so when he is living, whom he has to worship to attain to fulfill those desires. So likewise, Sukadeva Goswami is trying to explain to Parikshit Maharaj. So we are in the second canto, third chapter, verse numbers number 2 to 7. There are 6 verses combined here. ब्रह्मवर्चसः कामस्तु यजेत ब्रह्मणः पतिम् इन्द्रम् इन्द्रियकामस्तु प्रजाकामः प्रजापतिम् देवीं मायां तु श्रीकामः तेजस्कामो विभावसुम् वसुकामो वसुन् रुद्रान् वीर्यकामो अत वीर्यवान् अन्नाद्यकामः अदितिं स्वर्गकामो अदिते सुतान् विश्वान् देवान् राज्यकामः साभ्यां संसादको विशाम् आयुष्कामो अश्विनौ देवौ पुष्टिकाम इलां यजेत् प्रतिष्ठाकामः पुरुषो रोदसी लोकमातरौ रूपाभिकामो गन्धर्वान् स्त्रीकामो अप्सरवूर्वशीम् अधिपत्यकामः सर्वेषां यजेत परमेष्टिनं यज्ञं यजेद्दशस्कामः कोशकामः प्रचेतसं विद्याकामस्तु गिरिशं दाम्पत्याद्धगुमां सतीम्. So here Sukadeva Goswami is saying whom to worship if you wanted to fulfill different kinds of desires. So he is putting desire and the deity to be worshipped. Brahma Vachasa Kamastu. If one wanted to attain the Brahma Teja. So the effulgence of Brahma. Brahmavartisa Kamastu. What he has, whom he has to worship? Yajeta Brahmana Patim. Yajeta Brahmana Patim. Here Lord Brahma is the one to be worshipped. Indram, Indriya Kamastu. If one has got a sense gratification, Indriya Kamastu, to fulfill all his sense gratification things, he has to worship Indra. Indram, Indriya Kamastu. Praja Kamaha Prajapatin. And Praja Kamaha. So here Praja Kamaha, it is mentioned like a Prajapati, to beget the offspring. One who desires many offspring, so many children, then he has to worship Prajapatis. Devi Mayam to Sri Kamaha. And one has to worship a goddess of or mistress of the material world, or Durga Devi, Sri Kamaha, and one who desires beauty. Sri Kamaha, Tejas Kamo Vibhavasum, and one who wanted to be very powerful. Tejah Kamaha, one who desires the powerfulness. Then Vibhavasum, the fire god. He has to worship fire god. Vasukamo Vasun Rudran. Vasukamo Vasun. And if one wanted to acquire so much of money, Vasukamaha, then he has to worship Vasun, the Vasu demigods. Rudran, Rudran Viryakamo Ata Viryavan. And he has to worship Rudra, Rudran Viryakamaha. If one wants us to be very strongly built body, likewise, and he wanted to be most powerful, then he has to worship Rudra. Annadya Kamastu Aditim, and one who desires the grains, Annadyastu Kamaha, one who desires to accumulate much of grains, then he has to worship Aditim, mother of the demigods. Swargakamo Adite Sutan, and if he wants us to desire Swargakamaha and all the heavenly planets, then he has to worship Adite Sutan, the sons of Aditi Mata. So Aditi Mata's children are all the Adityas. They're called Adityas. And then further, Viswan Devan Rajya If one wants us to attain Rajya the kingdom, then he has to worship Vishwan Devan. So these are Vishwadevas. So Vishwan Devan, Rajya the who enter for the kingdoms. And then Sadjan Samsadako Visham. Sadjan, these are the Sadhya demigods. Samsadako Visham. These are who fulfills the desires of the mercantile community. They have to worship the Sadjan. So these are Vaishyas. Sadjan Samsadako Visham. Ayush Kamo Asvino Devo. And one wanted to desire long life. Ayush Kamaha Asvino Devo. They have to worship the Ashwini Devas, the demigods, who are the for Nakula and Sahadeva have born from. Ayush Kamo Asvino Devo. Pustikama Ilam Yajet. And Pustikamaha. It is one who desires good fame or stability in a post. Sorry. This is the Pustika, one who desires a strongly built body. Then he has to worship the earth. Pustikamaha Ilam Yaje. He has to worship the mother earth. And then Pratistamaha Purusho Rodasi Loka Mataru. Pratista Kamaha, one who wanted to desire good fame or stability in a post. Such kind of people, Rodesi Loka Mataru, they have to worship the space. That is the space, Rodasi, or the horizon, Lokamatarav, and the earth. They have to worship the space and the mother earth. Rupabhikamo Gandharvan. If you want us to have very beautiful form, then he has to worship Gandharvan, Gandharvas. And Stri Kamaha Apsara Urvasim. And if one desires the Stri Kamaha, attraction towards the good wives, Stri Kamaha. One desires a good wife, then Apsara Urvasim. One has to worship the Urvasi or the society girl of the heavenly kingdom. Urvasi has come from the thighs of Narayana Rishi. Okay, so Apsara Urvasim, Adipatya Kamaha Sarvesham. If one wanted to desire to dominate others, Adipatya Kamaha Sarvesham, he has to worship everyone. Like a politicians, they worship all the people in general. So that is Adipatya Kamaha Sarvesham. Yajeta Paramestinam, and one has to worship Sarvesham, everyone have to worship Brahma, the head of the universe. So this is Adipatchikamaha Sarvesham. So such kind of politicians, they have to worship the Brahma here. Instead of the people, they have to worship the Brahma. Adipatchikamaha Sarvesham Yajeta Paramestinam. Yajnam Yajet Dasaskamaha. Yajnam Yajet Yashah Kamaha. So one who is desiring to have the fame, Yajah Kamaha. So such kind of people, they have to worship Yajnam Yajet Dashaskamaha. And this is the personality of Godhead, Yajnam. Yajnam Yajet Dashaskamaha and Koshakamaha Prachetasam. So Koshakamaha, one who desires a good bank balance, then they have to worship the Prachetasam, the treasurer of the heaven, who is the known as Varuna here, Prachetasam. And Vidya Kamastu Girisham. Vidya Kamastu Girisham. One who desires education, he has to worship Girisham, the Lord of the Himalayas or Lord Shiva. Dampatya Umam Satim. And one who desires Dampatya, a good conjugal love with his wife. Dampatya Umam Satim. And he has to worship the chaste wife of Lord Shiva known as Uma. Likewise, Sukadeva Goswami is speaking to Parikshit Maharaj to worship different demigods. So this is Brahmavachasa Kamastu Yajeta Brahmana Patim Indramindriya Kamastu Prajakamaha Prajapatin Devi Mayam tu Shri Kamaha Tejas Kamo Vibhavasum Vasukamo Vasun Rudran Virya Kamo Ata Viryavan Annadya Kamastu Aditim Swarga Kamo Adite Sutan Viswan Devan Rajya Kamaha Sadhyan Samsadako Visham Ayush Kamo Asvinau Devo Pustikama Ilam Yajet प्रतिष्ठाकामः पुरुषो रोदसी लोकमातरौ रूपाभिकामो गन्धर्वान् स्त्रीकामो अप्सर उर्वशीम् आधिपत्यकामः सर्वेषां यजेत परमेष्टिनं यज्ञं यजेत् यशस्कामः कोशकामः प्रचेतसं विद्याकामस्तु गिरिशं दाम्पत्यार्धवुमां सतीम्. And so translation for this verse. One who desires to be absorbed in the impersonal Brahma Jyoti effulgence should worship the master of the Vedas, Lord Brahma or Brahaspati, the learned priest. One who desires powerful sex should worship the heavenly king Indra. And one who desires good progeny should worship the great progenitors, called the Prajapatis. One who desires good fortune should worship the Durga Devi, the superintendent of the material world. One who desiring to be very powerful should worship fire. And one who aspires only after money should worship the Vasus. One should worship the Rudra incarnations of Lord Shiva if he wants to be a great hero. One who wants a large stock of grains should worship Aditi. One who desires to attain the heavenly planets should worship the sons of Aditi. One who desires a worldly kingdom should worship Vishwadeva. And one who wants to be popular with general mass of population should worship the Sadhya demigod. One who desires a long span of life should worship the demigods known as Ashwini Kumaras. And a person desiring a strongly built body should worship the earth. One who desires stability in his post should worship the horizon and the earth combined. One who desires to be beautiful should worship the beautiful residents of Gandharva planet. And one who desires a good wife should worship the Apsaras and the Urvasi society girls of the heavenly kingdom. One who desires domination over others should worship Lord Brahma, the head of the universe. One who desires tangible fame should worship the personality of Godhead. And one who desires a good bank balance should worship the demigod Varuna. If one desires to be a greatly learned man, he should worship Lord Shiva. And if one desires a good mate, martial relation with, he should worship the chaste goddess Uma Devi, the wife of Lord Shiva. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Can I request Radha Sevaka Mataji if available to read?
Hare Krishna. Yeah. Okay. Let's just. Okay. So there are different modes of worship for different person desiring success in particular subject. The conditioned soul living within the purview of the material world cannot be expert to every type of material enjoyment asset, but one can have considerable influence over a particular matter by worshipping a particular demigod, as mentioned above. Ravana was made a very powerful man by worshipping Lord Shiva, and he used to offer severed heads to please Lord Shiva. He became so powerful by the grace of Lord Shiva that all the demigods were afraid of him, until at last he was challenged by the personality of Godhead, Sri Ramachandra, and thus ruined himself. In other words, all such persons who aspire after gaining some or all of the material objects of enjoyment, or the gross materialistic persons, are on the whole less intelligent. So, confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 7.20, it is said that those who are bereft of all good sense, or those whose intelligence is withdrawn by the deluding energy of Maya, aspire to achieve all sorts of material enjoyment in life by pleasing the various demigods, or by advancing in material civilization under the heading of scientific progress. The real problem of life in the material world is to solve the question of birth, death, old age, disease. No one wants to change his birthright. No one wants to meet death. No one wants to be old or invalid, and no one wants diseases. But these problems are solved neither by the grace of any demigod nor by the so-called advancement of material science in the Bhagavad Gita, as well as in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Such less intelligent persons have been described as devoid of all good sense. Sukdev Goswami, and that out of 8,400,000 species of living entities, the human form of life is rare and valuable. And out of those rare human beings, those who are conscious of the material problems are still where are we? Are still, and the still more rare persons are those who are conscious of the value of Srimad Bhagavatam, which contains the message of the Lord and his pure devotees. Death is inevitable for everyone, intelligent or foolish, but Parikshit Maharaj has been addressed by the Goswami as the Mansi, or the man of highly developed mind, because of at the time of death, he left all material enjoyment and completely surrendered onto the lotus feet of the Lord. By hearing his message from the right person, Sukdev Goswami, for For aspirants for material enjoyment by endeavoring persons are condemned. Such aspirations are something like the intoxication of the degraded human society. Intelligent persons should try to avoid these aspirations and seek instead the permanent life by returning home back to Godhead.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you so much, Mataji. So this Prabhupada here, Sukadeva Goswami is saying about the people, what happens to these people who are worshipping different demigods. Kameshwariya Prasakta, this is Bhogaishwariya Prasaktanam Tayapaputa Chetasam Vyavasayatmaka Buddhihi Samadau Navidiyate. So Krishna's statement from the Bhagavad Gita. So whenever we worship all these, trying to fulfill desires, Bhogeshwari Prasaktanam Tayapaputa Chetasam, and they are all of their intelligence is lost for all this. Kamasthaistha prapadyante anya devataha tam tam nemam astaya prakrutya netasvaya. They will become conditioned and they will be subject to birth, old age, disease, and death. And they have to take birth again for unfulfilled desires. So, and Prabhupada he is condemning here, and also Krishna also condemned such kind of things when we got a valuable human life, but to engage themselves in the devotional service. Devotional service, it automatically fulfills all of their desires as well. At the end, it will also give the perfection of human life. And here one doesn't have to worship all these different demigods if he is a intelligent man. So who is intelligent man? So Sukadeva Goswami is saying, Manusheshu Manishinam, who has got intelligence out of all the human beings. So likewise, Prabhupada is explaining here. So this is human life is very rare. One has to take devotional service. All his desires will be fulfilled. Otherwise, if you try to fulfill one desire, then he will be dragged to so many other things. And like a rivers are flowing into the ocean, and the ocean doesn't fill, it will never ever go. But likewise, one has to be steady. He does not try to fulfill the desires. So desires keep coming into the heart, into the mind to fulfill, but he must be steady in his fixed position in the devotional service. That is Krishna's statement again from Sankhya philosophy, Bhagavad Gita, second chapter. At the end, Krishna explains those things. Okay, so likewise, Prabhupada is stressing those points. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. It is a long purport, so many verses in packed together. So that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. So Brahma Vachasa Kamastu Yajita Brahmana Patim Indrimindri Kamastu Praja Kamaha Prajapatin Devi Mayam to Sri Kamaha Tejas Kamo Vibhavasum Vasukama Vasun Rudran Virya Kamo Ataviryavan Anadya Kamastu Aditim Swarga Kamo Aditeshtutan Viswan Devan Rajya Kamaha Sadhyan Samsadako Visham Ayush Kamo Asvino Devo Pusti Kama Ilam Yajet प्रतिष्ठा कामः पुरुषो रोदसी लोक मातरौ रूपापि कामो गंधर्वान् स्त्री कामो अप्सर ऊर्वशीम् आधिपत्य कामः सर्वेषां यजेत परमेष्ठिनं यज्ञं ययद् यशस्कामः कोश कामः प्रचेतसं विद्या कामस्तु गिरिशं दाम्पत्यार्थ उमां सतीम्. Likewise, one has to, who has got desires, they worship these different demigods.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, can I ask a question?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Well, I'm surprised about this passage actually, because if we are not meant to be in Krishna consciousness, this why have this message to say you feed your wants instead of feeding your spiritual needs, because this will encourage people to actually worship the demigods for certain things. And in one's life, how can you cover all this? Because our wants are so huge, as it's stated there. How can we reach this? Because there is a passage in the Bhagavad Gita says, if you worship the demigods, you go to the demigods. If you worship ghosts, you go to the ghost land. So it's like this. and it should be discouraged, no, not to be encouraged, or get, not necessarily encouraged, but it's be known to the public that this is what you can do. If you want this, you go to this God. If you want that, you go to this God. It's a bit confusing, really, for me.
So here, actually, we are in the only halfway, Mataji. So these verses, Sukdev Goswami is saying about later a few more verses will come, and there it will fulfill all your doubts. So this is, we are halfway through. This is for the
Okay.
people in general who wanted to live like when we split our life, 100 years of span, the Brahmacharyam, Gurhastham, Vanaprastham, and Sannyasam. Sannyasam is the ultimate thing, and he has to be get ready to leave his body and detach from everything, all the bodily relations. He has already explained. He has to meditate on mm, the Virat Rupa form and Paramatma in the heart. That is already explained. And coming to the people again who has got desires, for people in general, in the like brahmacharya and grihastha, especially grihastha. Unless he has got desires, he wouldn't go into the grihastha dharma. So such kind of people, if still has got some desires, they have to worship here. Likewise, he is saying, and if one doesn't, later on he would conclude also. Uh, Akama sarvakamo va mokshakama udaridi. Hivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. He will conclude that if he has got desires and also no desires or moksha desire, then he has to worship only the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We are just only halfway through here.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so we shall quickly move to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. So today it is letter to Jai Govinda, February 3rd, 1970, Los Angeles. Can I request any unallocated devotee to read this letter? Or any devotees? Or any volunteers to read this letter? Or rather, Sekamati, would you be happy to read this letter as well?
Yes, Prabhu. 1 minute. Dear Jai Govinda, please accept my blessing. I beg acknowledgement, receipt of your letter dated 27th January 1978. I have received, or is it 70? I have received a separate letter from Mandala Vandara, and the reply is enclosed within this envelope. Krishna has sent one nice German scholar. Please give her satisfactory care, especially in the beginning, because she is new and not accustomed to the temple habit. I am glad to learn that Suridas is also going to join you. Most probably, Hansadutta with his wife also will go there. Krishna Das, in his precious letter, wrote me that there are good possibilities for opening various centers in Germany, and Hansadutta is experienced in organizing Kirtan party. Please be in correspondence about German BGT published with Ramananda. He is now staying in Boston and coming to New York every weekend. Yes, we must have close cooperation between America and Germany for the successful publication of our BGT regularly in French, German, and English language. So now you are collecting a staff of translators in Hamburg, and they are all very qualified to do the work. Please organize everything nicely so that, the French and German editions may be prepared for printing at the same time as the English edition. But you must see that all work is thoroughly correct by manual checking so that errors of spelling and grammar will not appear in the printing. I do not know the technical details, but I think your idea on standardization columns is very nice. You said that your job is Maya, but you must know that Maya is illusion. As soon as there is absence of Krishna consciousness, that is Maya. But if you are working
Uh, where are we, Prabhu?
Just to help.
But you are working just to help and push Krishna's interest. Therefore, it is not Maya. In Bhakti-Rasamrita Sindhu, Rupa Goswami Prabhupada had recommended anything dovetailed in Krishna consciousness is real renouncement. The Mayavadi announcement with the ambition of becoming one with the Supreme is called false renunciation. They renounce the world for greater sense gratification. To maintain an ambition of becoming one with the Supreme is the top rank sense gratification, whereas a person in all kinds of apparently material world, but ultimately the beneficiary is Krishna, is in a greater position of renouncing than the Mayavadis. So do not forget Krishna in any circumstance of life, and Krishna will save you from all pitfalls of material existence. At least 1 hour daily you must fix separately for exclusive chanting. In our previous correspondence, we discussed about your marriage. So I told you that there is no objection. If you feel too much disturbance, why not marry some German girl who may be greatly helpful in your Krishna conscious activity? I recommend this for you. Last Saturday, we had 3 marriages performed here in LA. The Gorni emblem is 9. But our first obeisances are to Guru and Gauranga. Then we approach Radha Krishna. Perhaps while you were in India, you have heard that we glorify in the following way: Guru Gauranga, Chandra Vika, Giridhari. 4G. So Guru Gauranga, you understand, and Chandra Vika, Giridhari means Radha and Krishna. So you can make your emblem suitably according to space and convenience. Hope this meets you in good health. Your ever well wisher, A.P. Bhakti Vedanta Swami. Srila Prabhupada.
Okay, Chan. Thank you, Mataji. Need take your points, Mataji.
Yeah. So obviously that it's Lord Srila Prabhupada is also here talking about how all his work must be good in all languages, and he's also speaking about the fact that Brahmavad, becoming a Mayavad is not good because they're trying to get the ultimate pleasure by trying to become one with Krishna. The main thing is that whichever situation we are in, that we are serving Krishna, and that obviously by chanting, etc. And then he's also recommending marriage because the person needs it.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So very beautifully summarized. Any other take your points, dear devotees, you wanted to add? Okay, so this related Prabhupada is at least 1 hour daily you must fix separately for exclusive chanting between 5:30 and 6:30. So like our Gaur Sangha does. So fix 1 hour. So this is Prabhupada is recommending. So this is also inspiration to all of us. And also one more point Prabhupada is mentioning about Guru Gauranga and then Radha Krishna. So these are the sequence that one has to offer obeisances. Yeah, and also here, did Bande Krishna Sambhande. So everything, even the job, as long as the finance, everything is going to the Krishna, Krishna is the ultimate beneficiary, then nothing is Maya, nothing is illusion. Bande Krishna Sambhande. That is one more point. So these are my takeaway points from this letter that Prabhupada is bringing from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Okay, so any other comments, dear devotees, or we shall conclude and continue with further chapter. So that's all from Prabhupada's letter and from the announcement's point of view. So today evening we have got a Krishna Katha at 8 p.m. That's all from the updates point of view. And the dear devotees, if you have got any other updates or you wanted to share anything on Krishna consciousness, kindly share. Hare Krishna. conclude then. पंचकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव भक्तवृंद की जय। शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। Have a good conscious day, everyone. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद।